What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Roberto Garcia. Roberto Garcia says that Andy Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua again, and the night of June 1st, Andy Ruiz took Joshua's heart. He broke him down mentally, and he took the heart out of Anthony Joshua, and that will affect him in the second fight. And Roberto also said that it would have been a different story if he got caught and knocked out, but no, he knocked him down a couple times and then pretty much finished him off in the 7th round. And Andy Ruiz does the same thing. Now, me counterpunching this, Roberto Garcia was the same person that says Joshua was the best heavyweight before the loss. Okay, you know, they were asking him what he felt about the heavyweight division prior to the loss, and he said Joshua, you know, he's the real deal. He said that he is the guy to beat. Now Andy Ruiz has done that, has beat Anthony Joshua and taken his first loss. And me counterpunching what Roberto Garcia says, you know, I feel that Anthony Joshua had too many distractions. And he was a person that I think he defeated himself before he got in the ring. The distractions by themselves were enough to defeat Anthony Joshua. Andy Ruiz was a simple tool of that fight, of coming in shape and ready to fight if he was going to pull off a fight like that. You had the changing of opponents. You had the rumors of pre-existing injury. Okay. You had enough in that fight. Then you had Anthony Joshua. He just did not seem like he wanted to be there. Just what Roberto Garcia said. He said he wanted to be somewhere else. And it's funny that what Roberto Garcia said, like, hey, he didn't want to be nowhere else. If he didn't want to be there and he was uninterested, how did he take his heart? You know, it seems like that would be a mental thing. But it would be different to me looking at that fight if Andy Ruiz beat Anthony Joshua to the point where he himself did not want to get up. That would have made me agree with Roberto Garcia about the heart thing. You know what I'm saying? And everybody says, oh, he quit and this and that. No, he got back up because he knew he needed to. It's just the referee decided. He made that decision. That was his call. And that's what happened. It was stopped. It wasn't the fact that Anthony Joshua just kind of looked at the ref like, no, dude, I'm done. You know what I mean? Because a lot of fighters do that. That, in my opinion, is taking your heart away, or taking the heart away from a fighter by just simply battering him. You know what I mean? Just beating him down to the point where, dude, I can't beat this guy. I've been down 4 times or 5 times. I'm going to stay there and let him do his count. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't the case. And in fact, if Joshua's team wasn't so noble and full of integrity, those would have been one of the things that should have came up. Like, why did he stop the fight like he did? Because I'm thinking he's going to put the gum shield back in my mouth, so I'm looking down. He didn't do so. He pushed me back into the corner. Then he waves off the fucking fight. That's the thing I question about that, or that should have been questioned. I questioned it. I'm like, well, that was a kind of a weird stoppage, because it wasn't like Joshua, you know what I mean? Joshua didn't look like he had shaky legs. I mean, he looked like he was gassed, definitely. But I don't see him getting to the point where the referee, it was a miscommunication. Let's just chop it up with that. Just a miscommunication, and the ref seeing, okay, you know what, he ain't ready to fight. Let's call this off. I've seen enough knockdowns for my own personal view, and I think that this fight is unwinnable. So, you know, a lot of referees do that. But based on the event, like the seriousness of it, the size of this event. This was a big event. It's just the opponent left out, but the event, the tickets, everything was sold. The introduction of Anthony Joshua coming to America, that was a big thing. Now, if you cross compare that to what happened with Fury, I can see why people are upset. I can see why people are saying, you know what? That's bullshit. That fight should have been stopped. That cut was too bad, right? Because you're like, well, why didn't you give Joshua the same advantages that this guy have? I'm going to tell you why. It was a different referee, right? Now, maybe if that referee, maybe if that was Tony Weeks, right? Tony Weeks would have kept that fight. He would have, seen what Anthony Joshua had to offer, or Steve Willis, or Jack Reese. Jack Reese was the guy with the quote-unquote long count. Okay, so these referees, they control the decision-making in the fight. A lot of them control the tempo of the fight. But anyway, I think that if he didn't want to be there, says Roberto Garcia, says a lot of people, says, he was uninterested. I don't see how that could affect the second fight. Maybe mentally, knowing that that what Andy Ruiz is capable of with counterpunching, because now you're anticipating a counterpunch. That's a different thing versus throwing a punch and then, not anticipating a counter and get countered. Okay? So those damn near are punches you don't see. That's why counter punches are the most dangerous. Okay? So, but Roberto Garcia, and I honestly don't think it's really any bias in that. I don't think that he's saying that because he's Mexican, but then again, who knows? You know what I'm saying? You have to cover all angles. You have to bring it about because this is a Mexican talking about another Mexican or Mexican American, right? So that could have just been his desire because he's a Mexican fighter. Yeah, I think he's going to do it again, and Ruiz surprised us, and that may be the case. But I personally don't think so. But again, who knows? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Roberto Garcia's comments, statements. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.